NuKKle HeDD Sports. It's in the game.
I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping away. I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoken into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be speaking. Listen, this ain't what you want, bitch. I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yo, it is now the top of the hour, and the Knicks are beating the 76ers 84-78. And that's all of our basketball coverage for tonight. If you came here to see basketball, we'll catch you next week. Nah, I'm fucking with you. But yeah, the Knicks are winning. Ray is here. Hutch is here. The band is in the chat. What's going on, everybody?
What it be? What it be? And as we do,
What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to Courtney in the chat, Normal Guy in the chat, Joseph in the chat.
and showing up early.
Word. We actually did see you actually in Raw.
Yeah, we did. We actually we gave you a little shout out on the Raw watch along. So hope you enjoyed. Actually, you had some great seats. So hope you had a good time.
Word. But speaking of the Knicks and the 76ers, I'm on my way home and I'm listening to sports radio, right? And I know people are going, radio? The fuck is that? You know, it's old technology, but people still use it. You know, when I was younger, that's how we listened to music. You know, we didn't have this whole on-demand shit. Yeah, we listened to what they played, and hopefully it was good. If not, you just turn the channel, and it was either on a commercial or on the song. You just fucking turn it off.
Look, man, this is how it was. It was High 97, La Mega Se Pega, Z100. Another Spanish joint was the Power 105.
Yep.
Like I.
Yeah, there was a soft rock radio right before
K-Rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, but listen, man. When you was in the car, you literally had program stations.
Yep.
All right. Because when one was listening or playing a song you didn't like or a commercial, while you was driving, you was doing this.
Yep. Yep. Yo, my shit was 98.7 Kiss FM. Because that shit will play the fucking oldies, but from Motown and like R&B shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you had 101.1 CBS FM, CBS FM, and that was playing the oldies from like rock era and shit like that.
Yeah, that was like the old school rock, like the whole like Chuck Berry and all that shit. Like, yeah.
Isaac Hayes.
We that old.
Isaac Hayes with his
We had
smooth
tapes.
voice.
We ain't so old that we had 8-tracks, but we had tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still had a bunch. I feel like
didn't come until later.
I feel like we have a bunch of tapes somewhere in this house. I gotta find them.
See, people don't know the struggle of talking about, you better take your radio before they steal it. You got to take the face off.
Bro.
Yep. Yeah, and the crazy shit is that we used to record music off of the cassette tape through the radio. When the CD was invented, we had the writable and the rewritable CD, and that was a pain in the ass to make that CD because because we had Kazaa, you had to download the song.
To make the mixtapes, and you was recording off the radio station, and then the fucking DJ says something and fuck your shit up.
Oh, Funkmaster Flex was the worst. Brand new DJ Flex. Let's start this bitch over. Let's start this bitch over. I mean, let's really, really, really start this bitch over. And it's 20 minutes of the guy's just like, I really think that it's Funkmaster Flex to start it over. Like, yo, what the fuck, nigga, play the song.
I was gonna say, I think it was something Kanye dropped. That legit, if you listen,
that was one of my biggest beef with Funkmaster Flex. Like, my man, I came to hear music. I didn't come here to hear you.
Yeah,
bro, it was 20 minutes of just fucking. It's just like, all right, we get it. It's a new banger. Let us hear the fucking song.
Nigga, by the time he let us shit, the shit went from a new banger to an old banger.
Yeah,
for real. They want to see this. The
oh wow, look at that. Tyson used to listen to the classic rock on the see. Now that's the name of a rock station. The station was called Razor.
Yep, it was before the phone.
I was about to say like the phone because I remember having a Razor.
That Razor came out way later than that.
No, not that.
My bad.
Shit, I remember. That used to be new technology. How thin that phone was.
Yo, man.
I remember when the Sidekick came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
it had the PDA, the Sprint version. Now, back in the day, people, this is how old I am. Cell phone companies had exclusive phones. Yep. So AT&T had the iPhone. T-Mobile had the fucking Sidekick. And Sprint had this generic fucking PDA that just said Sprint on it. There was no name for it. And most of the other phone companies didn't have it.
Everyone tried to make like bootleg versions of it, though.
Yeah, I remember, they came out with this Instinct. It was all touchscreen. I was like, oh, this shit's going to be dope. And it was just a basic fucking phone with touchscreen. I said, I gave up my computer for a fucking flip phone that don't flip.
Yo.
Like, motherfucker, boy.
Shit wasn't even color.
Yo, and I was sexting when I had to press 22222 to get the seat. I was telling girls I want to fuck them with the binary code. So I don't want to hear shit about y'all niggas.
That's why we call the Sidekick the Side Dick.
Yeah. Because, remember, they had a two-way. So, Ray, before they had pagers, and you went to a payphone, and you called back who called you. Then they had the cell phone, and then they had what's called a two-way. So that way you can text people, but it was only text. And then you had the phone. So you had multiple devices on your fucking belt.
So how young do you think I am?
Listen, man, you can't tell me.
I had a fucking pager. That's why I'm like, wait, how young do you think I am?
How old? Wait. You had a pager like when you were like 8 years old?
Was the pager full of gum?
No, I was one of those Latinos. No, I was one of those Latinos that for emergencies I had everything very young. So I had a pager, I had a cell phone young, like all that shit.
AKA droga.
Bro, yeah. You know what's funny? You know we called you Ray. You know what we called you Ray? Those kids that had everything young, rich. You know what my form of communication was when I was younger? Get your ass home as soon as you leave school. There was no call me when get home, and that's it. If I was on some I went to the gas station.
The other form was them sticking their head out the window and just yelling your name.
Yeah, if you wasn't in sight, you was dead. You was dead. I I had to ask permission to go around the block with my bike.
No, for real. I had asked permission to go around the corner to just the bodega, and I'm like, the bodega right there.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? When I was young and I was outside, I had asked permission to go to the bodega. And this is how old I am, all right? But when my mom wanted me to go buy her cigarettes at the bodega, it was okay for me to turn to go around the corner.
Yeah. When you want to go, it's dangerous. When she wants you to go, it's
no, me hijo, it's too dangerous. No.
Drug dealer there.
Bro, yo, till now, like this is the thing about with Latinos that's always gonna be that way. I no matter what I could do, it's fine. This is whatever. Monday, just because I had to go to the fucking city. Oh wait, let me not say that because Lay's gonna get mad. Because I had to go to Manhattan on Monday.
There you go. Amusement park is also terrible.
Oh, you got to be careful. It's gonna be dangerous. I'm like, we live in Brooklyn.
You live in the Brooklyn?
Correct yourself. You live in the Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'll fix Manhattan instead of the city for Lay, but I'm not saying the Brooklyn.
No, dude, it's first off, Manhattan is an amusement park, and Brooklyn is the Brooklyn.
Bro, it felt like an amusement park because I'm just like, why the hell is this taking so long to get to the fucking to get to Times Square? I was like, this makes no sense.
Yo, the last time I had to go to Times Square was the first time in like 10, 15 years I went to Times Square.
Bro,
and I'm walking
right
around
Times Square.
Yo, dude, I'm walking around. This was around COVID.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you mutants doing? Like, how did you say, like one Chinese dude?
Mega Man.
Yeah, one Chinese dude is in front of the fucking ball drop. You know, they set everything up. He's doing this shit singing. And in my head, I was like, this is why I don't record myself in public, because my day, you would have got fucked up. Not because you were singing like a no blow. Because you pulled out your phone and people know you got a phone now, so they're gonna steal your phone.
Yeah, bro.
Now you don't understand how privileged you are to have your phone out in front of you and no one touches you. You couldn't have headphones. You couldn't rock the iPhone headphones that were just white. That was the only difference. They were white because they said, "Oh, you got an iPhone on you.
Yep,
it's mine now." Yo, dude, if someone asks you what size your sneakers were, you're gonna have to throw a punch. You be like, yo, what size are those? Wow, that's what size those are.
Don't even think about it. What size? Yo, don't even finish what size. By the time you're saying what?
Yeah. My size.
It's legit. It's just like, hey, that's it. You're done. See you.
That's why I don't like going to the fucking amusement park, bro. Too many people.
I love going to the amusement park. I love it. You know why I go? I go during the week when there's nobody there.
See? To me, there's always somebody.
I will play hooky and go during the week. You know how we play hooky and went to Fogo de Chao?
Yeah.
I will play hooky and go to the amusement park.
I would rather do that than go to the amusement park because, yo, there was one time we went to go watch the remake of the Friday.
Hold
13th,
on.
Not Friday 13th.
Joseph, a size 13? Oh, goddamn. What the fuck they feed y'all?
Jesus.
Joseph is from Texas.
Damn, but a size 13? God dang.
And if he's not from Texas, he's from Texas for this story. We went to go see the remake of the Freddy movie where the guy that played Rorschach played Freddy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we was like, yo, we could go get Applebee's over there. Yo, I shit you not. The Applebee's, we get the same shit all the time. When we go to Applebee's in the Bronx, it's $85 for the four of us. We went to Applebee's in Manhattan.
That's $150.
$180. I said, wait a minute. Is $100 extra gratuity or some shit? Because you didn't fucking serve. Like, we waited a while. Like, wait, what's going on here? Yeah, people understand that we not white. You're not supposed to tax us like this.
It's the privilege of eating in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's legit.
People like the food was better. That shit was worse. The steak was dry.
No, that's the worst part.
Ice was warm.
Bro, this shit is fucking hilarious because my cousin apparently is applying for a job in the city. He shows me the menu at this restaurant. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, why are these prices phone numbers? Yo, they want $27 for an ice cream sundae. I'm like, who
Where?
the fuck is
Wait,
paying
hold on, wait. How
that?
many gallons
No. You getting 2 scoops and some whipped cream.
Where?
of a shovel? They using a shovel to scoop that shit?
Bro, it's probably the most basic Sunday.
Ray, I need to know where if I can avoid
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah. Where is that at?
I'll let y'all know off the air.
No. We're gonna shout them out now. We need to shout them out now. That's fucking not only racism, that's bigotry as we fucking know. You can't do that shit.
You know, it's funny because not this weekend, but the one prior, you know, I went to go see Captain America 4. And I tell people, I have a ritual. I try to go see my movies at 66th Street or 84th Street. Then I walk to the world famous Gray's Papaya on 72nd and Broadway.
Gotcha.
And I get me some hot dogs. And either banana daiquiri or told you like this, pina colada.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
That's what we need.
Don't sleep. The papaya. They only got 3 drinks: banana daiquiri, pina colada, and the papaya, and they all crack. You know how much I pay for all that?
How much?
About $12-13.
There
3
you go.
hot dogs. 3 hot dogs, and I get like the 32-ounce shit. That's my ritual. Joseph say we eat a barbecue and steak is what we eat with a side of tacos.
That's what I'm talking about. Shit. Yo, when I went,
and you wash that down with Pepsi, right?
Yeah, because Coke is racist. Yo, when I went to the movies, I got my large popcorn.
I don't buy
candy.
popcorn and shit in there in the movies no more.
I got to. It's part of my religion. I got that now because you know they get the number one. The number one comes with a large drink, popcorn, and a candy. I wasn't expecting the candy, but I got my candy.
For $20-something, the girl behind the counter better be kneeling in front of me, sucking me off.
No, I hear you, bro, and I tried it, but she called the cops. But anyway, so I asked the dumbest question I could possibly ask, and I said, "Are the hot dogs ready?" And she said, "No." I said, "All right, how long does it take for the hot dogs to be ready?" And this is why I said I asked the dumbest question in the world, because she goes, "I can't sell you a hot dog until they're done." And I'm sitting there going, "That's funny, because there's a bunch of people over there waiting for the food that they ordered to be done."
Exactly.
So how the fuck did you sell them pretzels or pizza or something that they're waiting for if it's not done yet?
Was this in the Bronx?
Yeah. A Plaza.
Say no more. Say no more.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, I think I'm turning Japanese, but I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the rest of the world.
I said I'm turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese.
I really think so. And you know what convinced me that I'm not fully Japanese yet? Is because an Asian woman behind me said, "Excuse you," to try to walk by me in the elevator. And I'm sitting there going, yo, and she purposely got behind me, knowing she's getting off the next floor. And she goes, "Excuse you." And I turn around and look at her and say, "Ain't nobody in my way." It's like, fuck you mean excuse? I don't need to be excused. I'm staying in here. It should be excuse me, bitch.
Now listen, bro. I used to, don't get me wrong. If I take one of my nephews, I'll get popcorn. But if it's just me, I'm not doing popcorn.
Oh no, I need the whole.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I've ruined too many shirts with the butter.
Yeah, nah, I hear you. I don't really add butter because my brother don't like it. So if he wants something, he can have some. If it's just me, I put the butter on it. But if I go to New Rock, depending on who does it, if it's the overweight guy, I get butter. Because my man will put half the bucket in there, put the butter, shake it up, put another quarter of the bucket.
Yes,
put the butter.
That's how you do it.
But if it's one of those young niggas or a chick, they fill up the whole shit. They put 2 squirts. They do it like if it's fucking syrup. Boop, 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 boop. Here you go. Bitch, for that, don't put butter on it. Tell me you ran out of butter or something.
True. But what is the Knicks score now?
Right now, it is 97-97 in the fourth quarter.
God damn, Knicks, come on, man.
Yo, so this is where we got off tangent. So because we was explaining what a radio is to you guys. So I'm listening to the game, and the announcer goes, "We all thought that the trade for Chris Paul was going to be major for the 76ers. And with him being injured and him not performing, it turned out to be a dud." And in my head, I was like, really? You thought that was going to be something major? You thought he was going to do something with the 76ers? Like, get the fucking... Joel Embiid don't fucking play. And Chris Paul has shown you that he may be a good regular season player, but he ain't a good off-season player, like playoff player.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Who told you this was
the same? Maybe 10 years ago,
before he broke his ankle.
But now he get hurt too often.
Well,
what? Say it, Ray.
Say it with your chest.
It's 100-98, fucking Philadelphia.
Never lose faith on the Knicks until the final buzzer. Well,
Joseph,
Anthony Towns ain't playing today.
The reason I wanted to talk a little bit about basketball is, has anybody been keeping on with what's going on in LA with NuKKle and LA Bum?
Well, apparently they had a major win against somebody the other day, and it was like Luka was running the point, and LeBron said that Luka's the best quarterback in the NBA, and LeBron is the best wide receiver. And I'm sitting here going, he passed you. First off, you had Kevin Love, who does full court passes to you all the fucking time. You never utilize it. Second off,
from up above.
Yeah, and second off, if you're the world's best wide receiver, then why the fuck you always got the ball? Why are you playing like a running back?
Very true.
But that's just me and my logic.
I do want to take a minute out. I mean, I'll try, Wig. If you're a longtime Knicks fan like I am, you grew up watching this guy announce the Knicks game. May he rest in peace. Passed away the other day at the age of 68.
Oh, yeah. They had a moment of silence for him.
As they should. My man, I've been watching the Knicks 40-something years, and he's always been the voice of MSG for me. So, I mean, I listen, guys. I'm at the age where all the people that I grew up watching are dying. So,
is he the one that's in the NBA game? No, right?
No, because he was exclusive to MSG.
Mike Breen, right?
I'll
check. I don't know who the fuck this guy.
No more guy. Nuggets lost to the Lakers the other day. Yeah, well, the Nuggets already have no fucking Anthony Davis. He's out indefinitely.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And now, this goes for all sports. If I'm an organization, bro, I'm not spending money on somebody that's always hurt.
No.
I'm not trading for somebody that's always hurt. Like, I'm a big baseball and football head. Basketball, I'm starting to get back into it because the Knicks are actually competitive instead of like they were the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm reading like the Giants and the Jets talking about going after certain players, and I'm like, the dude is coming off an ACL surgery. Like, why? Not like no disrespect to that guy, but that's like the third time he's at it. He hasn't finished a season like in 3 years because he always ends up hurt. Like, why would you spend money to sign that guy?
Yeah.
And it'd be some stupid shit like with Anthony Davis, a max contract for a guy that literally plays half of the games.
Yeah, and it shows that trade with him and Luka is dumb.
Joseph, MLB is in preseason right now. The games don't start till end of April. I mean, end of March, beginning April.
But they had shown the benefit of that red card or the flag, the challenge flag.
I've seen some highlights and stuff like that.
So like it was a Mets player. They called a strike. He did the shit, and they showed the computerization. It almost looked like tennis, and it was like, no, it's a ball, and they called it a ball and shit. It's like, okay, that's cool,
Right.
but uh, you can't cover the bag going to second base.
That's a rule that came into effect a couple of years ago because the runners were saying that the guys, like, you remember growing up, like the catcher used to block home plate.
Yeah,
You can't do that no more. And I'm like, yo,
even
that's
not home
part of
plate.
no, you can't cover the plate. You can't block the plate no more. Like that's an automatic. The guy scores, so like he's safe.
Oh shit!
So they've applied that same shit to second base. Like you can't straddle second base. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to allow the runner access to the base, which I think is bullshit.
It is bullshit. Like the second base, I can understand covering the bag, or like you can't cover the entire bag. You have to have something for him to touch. But most of the time, they're either going straight into you or they're sliding sideways.
Right.
You know, like when they do that whole, if he's out by a mile and he's in front of the fucking bag, he's out.
Right.
That should go for like a close play. You know, like Ty goes to the runner, close fucking play.
Right.
Get him out.
I'll give you that one. But I want to answer a message here from Joseph. I don't mind Matt Stafford coming to the Giants if it doesn't cost us draft picks.
He's gone.
If it costs us draft picks, then no, because there's plenty of guys out there that you can draft. I mean, that you can sign. You know, the Steelers are not going to sign both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields again. You know what I'm saying? And I know that a couple of Giants fans will probably not like what I'm about to say. As much as I like Justin Fields, and because he's young or whatever, if you're planning on drafting a quarterback this draft, the person that you sign has to be Russell Wilson. He has the experience. He's been to multiple Super Bowls. Now, if you're looking for a quarterback to play like 2-3 years while you continue to build a team, then you go with Justin Fields. Joseph, to me right now, if you go for Matt Stafford, you're in a win now mode. The Giants, I know that Joe Shane and the Dable are on the hot seat, but the Giants are nowhere near in a win now mode. They still gotta build that roster. So trading for Matt Stafford would be a disservice to the Giants.
So, all right, let me ask you a question. I don't know when this takes effect, but I did hear that with the new hard cap, the Giants would be afforded, I think, $40 million extra, and the Jets would have, I think, 24.
Yeah.
Is that starting next season or
no? Now,
okay.
The salary, they have a projected salary cap.
Yeah.
And the actual salary cap was actually bigger than what they projected it as. So everybody gets a little bit more money, which helps out a lot of teams.
Yeah. So with that extra salary cap, would you, instead of try to trade Stafford, trade picks, would you try to throw more money at him?
No, look, Matt Stafford.
Because you got to sign him like after. That's what he wants. He wants to.
Exactly my point. And he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You're not gonna tell me that he's gonna sign for anything less than top 5 money, which is gonna be about $40 million. So you just came out of paying a bum burger like Daniel Jones $40 million, right?
Yep.
and then you're gonna go right back. And mind you, that's the reason why you couldn't sign Barkley in year 2. Because you had so much money invested in Daniel Jones, it handicapped you. So like, why would you go and do it again?
Yeah.
You know, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, you're probably looking at signing them 2-3 years at $20 million a year. That's doable. That is very much doable.
Especially if you're gonna get a younger quarterback, gives him time to learn.
Right. You know. Hold on,
Quick update is 107 to 102. Knicks are winning.
Sweet.
So there also talks about the Jets possibly wanting Stafford. And
your roster is built to win now. Because of all the trades you did for Aaron Rodgers, your roster is ready to win now. Yes, you have a lot of young players, but you also have a lot of veterans there who are like, yo, I want to try to win a chip.
Yeah.
If you guys can't get Stafford, that would be great for you guys. Because he's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to come here thinking he's the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. You know, he's going to come in and work. And Joseph, I appreciate that you're saying that, my opinions, what the Giants fans are not going to like. Yeah, they're not going to like it, but it is what it is. I keep telling people, I love my team, but I'm also a realist. And people gotta start being real with their team.
Yeah, that blind loyalty shit ain't get you nowhere.
Right. That shit, that whole being a fanatic, that means you don't question shit. I question everything. Fuck that. Even to the socks a motherfucker's gonna wear. All right, that's just me. But yeah. Damien, you see Stafford going to the Raiders. I don't see it because the Raiders and Brady really, really want Sanders. Now, if let's say Cam Moore goes to Tennessee, right? And the Browns don't take Sanders, they go with either Travis Hunter or the guy from Penn State. And the Raiders tell the Giants, hey, we'll swap number ones this year, and I'll give you our number ones for next year. Again, not a popular opinion amongst other Giants fans, but I would do it. The quarterback class next year coming out is a lot better than this year. And that's not to say there's a couple of intriguing prospects in this year, because they are. Everybody just says Cam Ward and Sanders. Those are 1 and 2, however way you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? But you got a guy from like Jason Dart from Ole Miss. He's an intriguing prospect. The dude from Alabama, he didn't have a great year this year, but man, he has an electric arm and he can run. So you got a couple of people here there if you don't take a quarterback in the first round. My whole thing is, and this is what I tell people, as a Giants fan, I don't want Joe Shea to feel pressure that he has to draft a quarterback this year.
Do you think that this is one of his last years with fumbling Saquon and giving that extension to Daniel Jones?
Now, and I've said this from the beginning, my take on that whole situation, simply because the company I work with, the owner, grew up with John Mara. So they know each other. John Mara loved him some Daniel Jones. Loved him some Daniel Jones. So the contract that the Giants gave to Daniel Jones was definitely a John Mara thing. Because mind you, and this is what I know that Joe Shane is getting the blame and the backlash because what he said in Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
But he also asked a room full of people that said, "Hey, the running backs, what do you guys think?" And not one of them said something like, "Nah, we got to keep Barkley." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they thought that he wasn't going to get the money that he was asking for.
They didn't think he was going to get the guarantee money he was asking for. Because, like, and again, here's this is not opinions, whatever. This is facts. When the Giants offered Barkley the first contract, the guarantee money was $19 million on like a $32 million contract. Barkley said, "Yo, if you make the contract with $23 million guarantee, I'll sign it." That's a $4 million difference. You're the owner of the Giants, that's worth $73 billion. You're telling me you couldn't find $3 to $4 million extra to tell Joe Shane, "Yo, here, out of my fucking personal account, give these $4 million, give that shit to Barkley, make sure he stays here."
Word.
That's why when everybody's talking about, "Oh, Joe Shane fucked up," no, the ownership fucked up. Like I tell people, I'm not a big Jerry Jones fan.
Yeah.
But Jerry Jones will tell you straight out, if I like a player as the owner, ain't nobody telling me I can't give him that money.
Yeah.
So you're telling me John Mara, as the principal owner of the Giants, you didn't have a couple extra $1 million to give Barkley?
Knicks just won.
Yep.
110-105.
Sweet.
It's true, but you know they're gonna fucking place the blame on this guy.
Right.
But yeah, all right. So I'm also listening to a lot of Giants talk, right? And I forgot who it was, but it's ESPN, and he was saying that if they would have flipped it and gave Saquon the contract and Daniel Jones the franchise tag, I think he said along the lines of the Giants wouldn't have been in any better position, or they would have been in a worse position.
They wouldn't be in any better position because the franchise tag for a quarterback that year was a guaranteed $42 million. So either way, you're giving a bum ass burger quarterback $40+ million.
Yeah.
Now again, I fought, and my nephew who lives with me will tell you, because he used to laugh at me. Like, I used to have arguments with other people on YouTube, telling them they were fucking retarded when it came to them telling me that Daniel Jones was a good quarterback. All right, since day one, I said he was a burger.
Well, his mama thought he was a good quarterback.
Well, I don't give a shit about his mama. Joseph, I've started to look at Howard, but like I said last week, Ohio State quarterbacks kind of scared me.
Before Joseph had a question. Not Joseph. Damien had a question for shit. Damien, why you ask the question so far back?
Now, why'd you ask a question?
Yeah. All right, here you go. Which sport has gotten more softer with their rule changes?
The NFL.
Yeah.
I don't even have to think about it. The NFL has gotten softer.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, there's still defense you can play in baseball. There's still defense you can play in basketball, even though no one plays defense in basketball. There's hardly any defense you can play in football.
Bro, it's
like, even on a blitz, don't you got to count to like 4 Mississippi before you go and break the line or something?
look, I get it. They're trying to protect the
Ray
player.
don't know about the Mississippi.
Yeah. Listen, I get it. They're trying to protect the players. I get it. But I'm also saying it because remember when people used to celebrate when they scored the touchdown?
Yeah.
And now if you celebrate too much, you get a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah. That's racist.
Like who gives a fuck if you fucking are celebrating scoring a touchdown?
Well, it makes the other team feel bad.
So there's losing, but somebody still got to lose.
Yeah, but
this ain't Pee Wee. We not getting participation trophy. There's a winner and a loser. Period. When it comes to professional sports, no matter what sport it is.
But no one deserves to feel bad.
And I deserve $1 billion, but I don't mean it's going to happen.
You never know, Hodge.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Listen, unless I got a rich uncle there that I don't know about.
Hey, I keep seeing that TikTok that one of these days, one of our friends is going to be a secret millionaire. And they were testing our loyalty this whole time. So one of the squad is going to be a millionaire. Watch, it's going to happen. It was Kenny this whole time. That's why he's been waiting.
Yeah, that's why he left us.
Yeah, he's going.
DJ and us failed the test.
Kenny just got too many things going on in his life.
Nah, he definitely does. We still we miss you, Kenny.
Kenny, if you're listening, blessings, bro, because you do everything for your kids. I gotta give you props for that, man.
Nah, definitely agreed.
Unlike Ray.
Word. Total opposite is.
I should have known that shit was coming too, because it was just like perfect.
Come on, bro. Waiting for that shit. Nah, but Kenny, more props to you, brother. I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of parents who don't do half the stuff that you're doing with your kids.
Word.
But yeah, man. Damien, my thing with the NBA is that I wouldn't say it's gotten softer. I mean, it has gotten softer because people cry a little bit more. But that's because the player is crying now.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to lie. There were times where Jordan would get hit and he would fucking, bitch at the ref. But like I tell people, I go, that's him screaming at the ref. I never see Jordan going, why you hit me? You hit me. Jordan would be like, yo, what the fuck? You didn't see that shit? The fuck are you, blind? What the fuck?
Yeah, when I drop kicked him in the fucking face, you had no problem blowing that whistle. But when he tapped me on my shoulder, you don't see it.
Give me one second. I'll be right back.
D-Ray went to go fuck up the ref because they didn't call the foul.
Nah. I'm sorry, Ray. I know it was the kids reference. You got one of the kids calling you now.
I knew you was a bad father.
Nah, but listen, out of all the sports, I do believe that the NFL is definitely the softest one out of all of them. The one that's gotten the softest. It just again, I grew up in the era where if somebody came across the middle, you have motherfuckers like Ronnie Lott waiting for you. If you guys don't know who Ronnie Lott is, go to YouTube, put Ronnie Lott, and see the videos of him decapitating motherfuckers.
Shit, fucking Lawrence Taylor. Ray Lewis.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor, Bruce Smith, Ray Lewis, John Lynch, don't sleep. John Lynch, I know everybody knows him now as the GM for the 49ers. When he was a safety for the Broncos, he used to light motherfuckers up. Like I tell people, I say, yo, and like I said, I get it because they're trying to make it safe for the players. But there's other stuff that you'd be like, you know what? That's a little bit too soft now.
Yeah.
like I get it. If you hit the quarterback on the helmet, rest in peace. Pat Tillman was a beast. You're right. Pat Tillman was a beast. But I get it. If you hit the quarterback on the head, like a real clubbing blow. But nowadays, you graze the helmet, and they want to call a foul.
Yeah.
They want to throw a flag. Excuse me.
Shit. There's a lot of like questionable calls. Like when you listening to Tom Brady fucking announce the game and you hear him go, "Nah, I don't like that call at all. That's a bad call." It's like, damn. When
Yeah, but when you were playing, you loved that call.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, but especially with these calls, is like, like I remember the call in the Super Bowl when, not the Super Bowl, the Chiefs versus the Texans, and everybody's like, "Oh, that wasn't he didn't hit the helmet. He hit the helmet." Both Texas players hit the helmet, hit Mahomes' helmet. They're going to call that. Do I agree with it? Not really, but they're going to call it. So, it is what it is. Like I tell people, I don't agree with the fact that, you're a 200-pound individual, and all of a sudden you have to stop on a dime and not try to hit another individual. That's almost impossible.
Yeah. I could barely stop and I'm walking.
Well, that's because you're a mountain of a man. You are the tallest.
That is true. I run through breaks like crazy.
Yeah. No, but it's like, it's like, how are you going to tell somebody, "Hey, I need you to run as fast as you can to this spot," and then pull up and not hit,
and then ask the guy that you're trying to fucking tackle to go down.
Are you okay?
I got here. Can you go down for me, please?
Right. Now, there have been instances where guys have tried to stop on the dime, and they've blown out their fucking knee.
Yeah.
So I'll take the 15-yard penalty. I'm not blowing out my knee.
15 yards or 15 million. You decide.
And years, bro, you can imagine if you blow out your knee out like Teddy Bridgewater blew out his knee. It's 2 full years before he can get back in the NFL.
And in 2 years, people ain't interested in you no more unless you come in cheap.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're a quarterback.
Unless you're a quarterback that didn't kneel or do some crazy shit like Cam Newton. Because Cam Newton and what's his name? From the 49ers.
Colin Kaepernick was the only one.
That's why I said, do some crazy shit like Cam Newton. I don't know what Cam Newton did, but ain't nobody want his ass neither.
That's because he sucks. And I would say it to his face. Like, yeah, I know you won an MVP, but you won an MVP because you were Josh Allen before there was a Josh Allen in the league. It wasn't because you were nice throwing the ball. You can barely throw the ball. You can run, I'll give you that, but you weren't a quarterback. You were a player. It's two different things. And I love how people they confuse
like he's putting on a fashion
quarterback.
I said like he's putting on a fashion show. You got a new shirt on. My bad. No, but yeah,
that's right. Like people think, oh, he won the MVP because he was a quarterback. I'm like, no. If you look at the stats when he won the MVP as a quarterback, he had like almost 20 yards, 20 rushing touchdowns. That's why he won the MVP. Joseph, that's another one, bro. How you in the Super Bowl and you're not gonna jump on that fumble? Bro, I would have jumped on that fumble. Shit, like my life depended on it. Like it was fucking turkey covered in gravy or some shit. Bro, you're at the biggest stage of the game. this is the Super Bowl. And you literally see the shit on the floor and you look at it and you're like, nah, I'm not going to go for it. And they get upset when people are like, yo, we can't fuck with you because you don't have
miles and miles of heart. Yeah. I mean, and that says a lot too. Because even the players, like as much as they want to respect you as a person or other shit, but back in the day, if you was considered a soft, somebody soft or a pussy or some shit, ain't nobody want to put their life on the line for you. Because whether you see it or not in sports, that brotherhood is like you're putting your life on the line for somebody. That's why when they like, yo, the defense don't want to play for this quarterback, because the quarterback lost the team. The defense ain't gonna fucking hurt themselves or put their lives on the line for a quarterback they ain't gonna fucking produce or that's gonna lead the team.
Yeah, like people forget how integral that is. If I know that as no matter how good I am playing defense, the quarterback ain't gonna do shit, and I'm in 2 minutes I'm gonna be back on the field. I'm not gonna fucking try to play as hard as I can on defense, and that's what happened. That's what happened to your Jets this year. That defense was like, yo, Rodgers don't give a fuck about nobody but himself, so I'm not gonna go kill myself.
No, for real. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I had a problem with him being on the team. Like, I know who fucking Aaron Rodgers is. We all know who the fuck Aaron Rodgers was. But the minute he started acting like he didn't give a shit or like him being on the Pat McAfee show was more important than him being on the Jets, I was like, nah, that's not, I'm not down with that. I want somebody that's gonna fucking like be on some, yo, that's my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like we winning. Like I saw the press conference for our new coach, and my man said everything we do is gonna be towards winning. And I'm tired of this shit where you're talking about the quarterback, but this guy helped us win. That guy, and in my head I was like, good, because he looks like he's for the team.
You know what kills me? You know what kills me? It's when, as a player, more, I would say 9.9 out of the time, you know what I'm saying? The quarterback is the leader of the team. You know what I'm saying? Not all the times, most of the time. But remember a couple of years ago when they were talking about Kyler Murray doesn't like to look at game film, he'd rather play Call of Duty. Well, man, I wouldn't want to play for the Cardinals.
No, for real.
I want somebody that's going to put in that work. You know what I'm saying? I loved Aaron Glenn as a player, number 31 on the Jets. He was a cornerback for the Jets for many, many years. And he's old school. He's like, yo, I don't give a fuck who you are. That's why when they made him the head coach, right after they were like, yo, Aaron Rodgers, your services are no longer needed. But like Eli Manning used to be the first person in the training facility and the last one out. My man would go there. Now, it didn't look like it, but my man would go there, work out, watch film.
Yeah.
His brother was the same way. It's funny because I keep telling people that both Eli and Peyton were basically coaches themselves because that's what coaches do. Coaches are usually the first one in the building to watch game film and the last one out of the building because they're still watching game film.
Yeah.
But Joseph said I can see Aaron Rodgers in the XFL. Now somebody's going to take a shot. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. And this might shock people. I can see Aaron Rodgers ending up
better than he did in the Jets.
Probably. I can see Aaron Rodgers ending up with the Raiders.
I can see it. Now, do you think? All right, since we're talking about quarterbacks going places, I know the Steelers are looking for a quarterback. You think Matthew Stafford goes there, or would they take a chance on Rodgers?
I think they're going to try to re-sign either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Now there was a rumor out there that they were looking at Daniel Jones, but I think Mike Thomas is a lot smaller than to pick a fucking burger like him.
Do you see Daniel Jones playing in the NFL ever again? Like being a third string or something like, you know?
I see him where he's at right now on the practice squad.
And he's still getting paid from the Giants, so he's the most paid. No, he's not?
No,
I thought he was.
No, he's not.
22 million. Okay.
His contract was guaranteed only for 2 years.
And this would have been the third year.
This is going to the third year, so his contract is no longer guaranteed. Now the Giants have a dead cap hit of $20 million because they let him go.
But that doesn't go to him?
But
okay.
No.
All right, so that's where I was misunderstood.
That doesn't go to. Yeah. Dead cap money doesn't go to the players. It actually goes to the NFL.
Because they overdrew or something?
And what they do with that money is that they distribute it to other teams.
So like teams that aren't good enough to get better players, they attract them with more money?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, see, like that cap is almost like it's like a penalty.
Okay.
And like, hey, you were stupid enough to sign this motherfucker for this much money, knowing that he was a burger. This is your penalty.
Shit. All right, yo, real quick. Before we get to, because there was some news in the UFC. But before we get to that, what's your opinion on the New York Yankees finally giving up their policy of no beard? Because that made big news.
Well, when you have an organization as old as the Yankees, who've always said that you can only have a mustache, and I know it gets mixed signals from a lot of people because a lot of people's like, I kind of like that, but you gotta involve. I remember a saying, and I know Le would love this saying. When Edge was telling X-Pac, it's called character evolution.
Yeah.
You gotta. There's got to be some kind of evolution, bro. Like I get it. You wanted the Yankees to be a model organization, so they amended that and said, "Okay, you can't have no wild beard shit. Just keep it nice and tight." And now guys might be cool with that.
Yeah, I know.
Like you see how when you have your beard, that's nice and tight. They're not asking you to have that crazy,
James Harden
shit like looking like pubic hairs. Yeah, not that James Harden shit look like pubic hairs. They don't want that. They want it nice and tight.
Now I know Dieter was talking about how he was signed at 18, and ever from 18 to the pandemic, he never had facial hair, and he just now started growing like a little bit of a.
I don't think he. I know it's not true, but I think that he just hit puberty now.
Shit, yo, he was telling stories that who's it, Steinberg? Who's the fucking that he would call mid-game the dugout and be like, "Yo, homeboy's facial hair's too long. Send him back and shave." Mid-game.
Yeah. Mid-game.
Remember, who was it that we got from the Red Sox? He was outfielder. Yes,
Johnny
he
Damon?
had a huge He had a huge beard, and then the minute they signed with the Yankees, shaved it all off, and people were like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy?" He looked completely different.
You know who also had a beard and had to shave it off?
Yeah.
Nick Swisher.
I'm surprised that Don Mattingly got away with that mustache.
But because you can do the mustache. You just couldn't have it go. The policy of the Yankees was that the only facial hair that was acceptable was the mustache. That's it.
What was the benefit of it? For them to just look professional, or was it something that they thought?
Yeah, they wanted the Yankees organization has always wanted to be the top tier professional sports team.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like our standards.
Like I'll even give it in a wrestling reference. Remember the Regal and English, the Blue Bloods? They would walk around like with the head high and like we are superior than you guys. That's how the Yankees perceive that clause in their organization. Like, we're gonna be professional. We're gonna be better than you guys.
There,
and they're always the team comes before anything. That's why they don't put the name on the back of the jersey.
Yeah, and I actually like that.
I actually like it though too. Shit, when I was watching baseball heavy in the '90s, just before Jose Canseco fucked everything up, we had the 3P. I used to be able to tell you the entire roster, the lineup, and who played what position without having to look at the back of the jersey. Like Chuck Knobloch was on the team. Like people didn't know who the fuck Chuck Knobloch was until he was a Yankee. Yeah.
Which is sad because he was a great player for Minnesota.
He had a weird batting stance, but he was pretty good second baseman.
Until he forgot how to throw the first base.
I mean, that'll do it to you if you don't have your facial hair for that long.
And then here's the funny thing is I've only saw that twice in my lifetime watching baseball, and they both happened to second baseman on the Yankees. Happened to Chuck Knobloch, and there was an old school Yankee called Steve Sachs that we signed from the Dodgers. He was real good on the Dodgers. Couple of years on the Yankees, he forgot how to throw the first base.
There's got to be some woman out there taking the souls of the second baseman.
You never know. Some girl sitting behind fucking first base with just
puppies.
Yeah. Yeah, but but yeah, that was the whole premise behind that. We want to be better than you guys. Joseph, I don't think Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll are gonna reunite. That relationship exploded bad, and then Chip Kelly's a fucking dick. Remember, this is the same Chip Kelly who had, and as much as I hate it, he has some great players in Philly and fucked that up. My man had Vic. He had a Shady. Like, he had some players, Deshaun Jackson, and he fucked that up. So I don't trust anything Chip Kelly.
Word. All right, speaking of Chip Kelly, let's get to some Chip teeth. As Ray knows, UFC 313, the co-main event was Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker. And Ray knows this because 2025 is the year of hookers and cocaine. But Dan Hooker had to pull out because he's injured, and the new opponent for Justin Gaethje is Rafael
Who is that?
Rafael who?
Okay,
I'm gonna look this up.
If you can read please. That, Joseph give you $5.
Rafael Fiziev?
Nah.
Or Fiziev?
There's a Z in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what it's Fiziev or Fiziev.
Fizzy.
Probably Fizzy. That would be the. Well, we'll find out when is the fight happening?
Next Saturday.
Oh, okay. So they're not going against Elimination Chamber. Okay.
No, they have a fight night going up against Elimination Chamber.
Jesus Christ.
But the main event is Alex Pereira versus Magneto Ankulaev.
Okay, that's an easy way.
That's not Magneto.
That's an easy one. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how he wants us to pronounce it. Magomed.
Okay.
There you go. You happy now? Magomed ankle Al DeVito.
My ankle.
My
My
ankle, bro.
ankles.
This is part of the reason why I stopped watching the UFC because I can't even fucking pronounce their fucking names.
I stopped watching UFC because they would have the best card on fight night and the bullshit card on fucking on pay-per-view. Like, how do you have a better fight card on fight night that you can just watch on regular TV?
That's the crazy shit. These fucking some bitches. Yo, I'm telling you, once they got rid of Silva, or once Silva retired, I'm talking about the matchmaker. Is it Joe Silva? It went downhill.
That's because your man Dana White think he's smarter than people.
Yeah, because that guy, he knew how to put fights together. He knew how to put fights together to earn the opportunity. Who deserved the title shot? He knew when and where to make a fight.
Right. Just got Damien makes a good comment. Mess up why he looked like Abraham Lincoln.
He looks like he chopped down the cherry tree. He chopped that shit down.
I'm a 4 scores.
No, he definitely looked like he be wearing flannels, just like smoking a cigar. Like, that guy's just there. He's ready.
My man, if that man had a mole on his face, it'd be over. It'd be over. Anywhere on his face. Didn't matter if it was up here, his forehead, down here, whatever. Anywhere,
and the funny thing is he's Russian, so 33 drop you. Yo.
But I seriously think that Dana White has no idea what the fuck what to do with booking.
I think he's relying heavily on who's in our matches. There's too many people in the top 5 that lost twice to the champion. I think at that point you need to drop them. Like the number 1 contender can't have 4 title shots and lose all 4 title shots. You're no longer the number 1 contender.
You see, the way I would see that is if you're a champ, you should get your rematch.
Unless you get your ass kicked like crazy.
Let's say you're the champ and you lose, right? You deserve your rematch. If you lose your rematch, you get bumped to the bottom. Now, if I'm a champion and the first the number 1 rated fighter or contender or whatever fights me and I beat him, he should go to the back of the line.
Yeah.
But that's not what happens. Dana White plays too much politics. Not for nothing, it's whoever can suck him off better. Whoever can stroke his ego better, that's who's going to get the fucking the good fights.
And this is well established because Jones, he gets the title shot every time he comes back. McGregor, he gets the title shot in the main event every time he comes back.
I was gonna say, McGregor was his poster boy. Like, McGregor could do no wrong.
Like, Nate Diaz, every time he's in a fucking fight, it's a big deal. He can't fight though. Like, he's been number 1 contender for a championship once, and he lost. Like, they have right now. It's almost like Dana is out of the bullshit when it comes to Demetrius Johnson. Because remember before, Demetrius Johnson, pound for pound, greatest fighter we've ever seen. And he would fight tooth and nail.
He mollywopped.
Yeah.
He mollywopped every person
and
that went up
Dana
against
would
him
fight
for that
tooth
title.
and nail that he wasn't. And now that he's retired, and he's proven that he could go around the world and fight Muay Thai champions, Jiu-Jitsu champions, Olympic champions, and beat them all. Dana White's like, maybe this guy is the best in the world. It's like, no, nigga, he was the best when you had him.
Yep. And stupid.
Yeah, man. Like, I understand John Jones has a resume.
Yeah.
But also that resume was bunch of older fighters.
Tainted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Multiple drugs.
He's got
multiple failed drugs
from that title more times than people got title shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, his timing for shit. He's the only person I ever seen cancel a UFC event. It was like, yo, Chael Sonnen gonna take Homeboy's place. Nah, I'm not fighting Chael Sonnen. And they canceled the entire fucking event because he wanted a fucking training camp. And then he mollywops fucking Chael Sonnen. Like, nigga, you could have did that on 2 weeks' notice. And Chael Sonnen was on some, yo, Jones was juiced. And they're like, how you know that? Because he's like, I was fucking juiced. And he ragdolled my ass. Mighty Mouse is the true GOAT.
Damien has a good question.
All right, speaking of fighting, what y'all thoughts on Fox talking with Vince to have his new wrestling production on their TV station? I honestly think Vince starting from scratch would be a major failure. Because
people forget he didn't make
XFL.
He didn't start the WWE. He bought it from
the XFL, bro.
His father.
The XFL was a major bust the 2 times they did it.
Bro, anything
outside
he's
of the
trying
WWE.
to do.
See, now he's shown that he can take something established and make it. I wouldn't say better, but he made it in
bigger?
reach.
It could he keeps it afloat, but it proceeds where it was.
Because he doesn't have an eye for talent. Because before he got fired,
unless you're a big,
yeah. Because before you got fired, his claim to fame was taking all of the champions from each of the territories and making the WWF. And then in the Attitude Era, Austin popped out and The Rock popped up out of nowhere. Because Austin was not Stone Cold Steve Austin WCW. He was not Stone Cold Steve Austin ECW. He became Stone Cold Steve Austin WWE. The Rock became The Rock WWE. They're 2 homegrown talents, I'll call them. And they're phenomenal. They're enigmas.
I have to give you a little bit of kickback on Steve. Because I know he was in ECW for a long time. But there was promos that he cut in ECW that showed you like what kind of talker he can be. Because remember, in WCW, he was always part of a team or an alliance. Like people forget, Steve Austin was part of Paul Heyman's Dangerous Alliance.
Paulie Dangerously.
Yeah, Paulie Dangerously, who we now know as Paul Heyman. You know, when he was with the Hollywood Blondes, he was with Brian Pillman, and they would let Flying Brian talk instead of Steve.
But you know,
like even the feud he had with Sting for the TV title, they didn't let him talk. His manager, which was that girl that slept with the
Missy
whole fucking Missy Hyatt, was his manager, and she would do the talking for him.
I get it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. She slept with everybody in the wrestling business.
I forgot about Missy Hyatt, though. I was just like...
It's like saying you forgot about Beulah McGillicuddy.
No, I don't forget about Beulah because it's Tom Cruise.
No, but...
Well, Beulah
but
didn't
she made
sleep around like my man. Like,
but anyway,
Missy Hyatt has fucking more numbers than Sonny.
That's only because Sonny's racist. But but yeah, like it shows you that he can take something and make it better, or give it better views and shit. Because I don't want to say make it better. I don't want to say make it better because he already had the best guys around him in the WWE, and we call that the engine. And when they put it around behind somebody, they blew up. But when it came down to getting the best wrestlers around the world, Finn Balor, you did nothing with him. Shinsuke Nakamura, you did nothing with him. You had the fucking Usos for a very long time. They were the fucking the kickoff show matches. You know, Adam Cole, like they did nothing. There's so much dream matches we could have had. So many people that could have been at the top of their game.
And truthfully, up until the Bloodline storyline, he did nothing.
Oh yeah,
with Sami Zayn.
No, for real. And fucking Bobby Lashley, it took it took almost to the end of his second run in WWE to get a championship. Like, there's so many people that, like Shelton Benjamin, he could have been at least in a world title picture, not even champion, but in the picture. You know, there's so many people that he failed and fumbled on because he doesn't see talent. He just sees body. He sees who's going to pay more shit than that. And I was telling my brother this. I know this is a Thursday topic, but I'm telling my brother this. There's two eras that stood out in the WWE. The Attitude Era and the Golden Era.
Yep.
And if you think about it, the Attitude Era only had stories. Because if you watch the Raws on the Attitude Era, they fucking suck. Like, watching them back, I fell asleep. Like, unless it was Stone Cold going after DX or whatever, I'm watching the Headbangers wrestle, I'm like, oh. I'm fast forwarding through the match. But the story that came,
You're not lying.
The story that came with
lying.
that era was phenomenal. Now, on the other hand, the Golden Era was all wrestling. It had some stories, but every match on the card, there was no story. It was just a match. Last week, Dino Bravo for fucking the British Bulldog. They're having a rematch. And they had a phenomenal match together. So it's either end of the spectrum. Either you put on very good wrestling and people watch it, or you put on a very good story and people watch it. Nothing in the middle. And when Vince inherited WWF, he had all these good wrestlers and put on good matches. When they left and we had nothing, we had stupid child shit. We had the real brainchild of Vince. And then the Attitude Era came. Yeah.
All the gimmicks.
Yeah. And then the Attitude Era came. And the only reason why WWE didn't lose WCW is because Eric Bischoff didn't know how to go, okay, something needs to happen after the NWO. They rode that shit until the wheels broke off, the engine fell down, and they
fucked up with the NWO because, like I tell people, they made it too big.
He didn't see that his vision of having two companies in one company didn't work because of WWE. If they beat WWE and then they split it to WCW and NWO and it was like SmackDown and Raw, it would have worked because there's no competition. But how am I going to sit here and watch WCW and NWO on one station? Like, this is confusing. If you're not caught in this is confusing. You know, so like I get the vision, but somebody needs to go, yo, this ain't gonna work the way you think it is.
Bro, they took the most popular wrestler in WCW and had him not talk for 2 years. And the people went wild for him.
That was like Taz and Sabu.
Like, people forget Sting can talk on the mic. When he was Surfer Sting or whatever, like, he always had that charisma. And let's not forget, RoboCop actually came out to save him. Don't look at me like that, Ray.
Twice.
All right? Like, Surfer Sting could talk. You know, and they literally took him, and they're like, oh, you know, the Surfer Sting is not getting over anymore. And I'm like, bro, he's still getting huge pops. Like, how is it not working? Like, they took him and made him, like, not talk. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know how this is going to work. But they made it work.
His actions spoke.
Yeah.
And that people forget how great his last promo was before he became the Crow Sting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still remember vividly when Tony Schiavone was like, oh, he's not turning around. He's showing the back. And I'm like, yo, Tony, you're turning your back on him. So he's turning his back on you. That's why when he said, you know, if you fuck with me, I fuck with you. But if you don't fuck with me, you can stick it and then just drop the mic and walked out. Phenomenal. My man came in, War Games, fucked up the entire NWO at that time.
Yep.
And when the rest of the WCW was like, yo, okay, you're here. He said, fuck y'all.
I'm not here for y'all. I'm here for them.
That's right. But yeah, man, look, you know, Vince knows how to maybe put on a bigger show. I'm not saying better, but a bigger show.
I don't think he has the reach. anymore for celebrities. Like that.
He's like a 70-something,
Yeah.
80-year-old man. Dude, just retire.
Here's the thing. This is the advantage that he had with the WWE. It was worldwide. And Triple H showed you what
Right.
Vince would have done if he started a new company with bringing in The Rock, bringing in Logan Paul, bringing in Bad Bunny, bringing in all these celebrities. WrestleMania comes, putting in all these matches, making this huge, big ass story that the world was like, oh shit, we gotta see this, and calling in all the favors, and that's how Triple H's era began. Now there's no more favors to be called, so it fell off a little bit, but now we're getting back to solid ground. We're getting back to real wrestling. Vince would have to call in so many favors. I don't think he has anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think he without the
not after
with
WWE.
There's nothing.
Yeah, with the WWE not in his pocket, I don't think he has any more favors.
Yeah, no. There's no one
unless the president fucking says something.
Or any more pull. And
no one's gonna.
Fuck that.
There's no one that I feel like will ruin their credibility to be like, you know what? Yeah, let me
on the line.
It's not worth it. Well, let me not say that because there's probably one person that will, but yeah, because
John Cena.
Not even Taker.
Well, Taker.
The
only reason why I wouldn't say Taker or Hogan is because aren't they like legend contracts to WWE? I know Hogan's doing business with the WWE, so it wouldn't behoove him to go to.
You're still, even under Legends contracts, you're still allowed to do other endeavor. Yes, you're still able to do other ventures.
Yeah, but Taker's gonna realize he ain't as big as he thought. Like don't get me wrong, he's a legend. WWE, he's Mount Rushmore, but outside, he's like Edge. They're gonna call him Cope. He's gonna have to cope with that.
I'm gonna call him Mean Mark.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I see it. Now, there's plenty of people granting their own wrestling organizations. Jimmy Hart at one point had one. We've seen Glow. We've seen Women's Wrestling. We've seen TNA with their different renditions. Ring of Honors. There's other teams like fucking Lucha Underground. All these wrestling organizations try to get on TV, and they just either didn't have the market, didn't have the time. Vince has the name, but you got to remember, people nowadays are starting to take sides when it comes to racism, abuse, rich, poor, shit like that. And Vince is on the wrong side of the popular vote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said to Gigi's, like, the reason why I don't think they booed Hogan on Netflix because he was a racist, and I think they just booed him because he was backing Trump, is because they're saying that Tessa Blanchard is a racist. And the fans travel fast. If that's the new thing to chant, they would have chanted Hogan as a racist. You know what I'm saying? They just booed him.
Yeah.
And they booed him because they booed Dominic, and they know that they can control the way a wrestler speaks if they boo louder.
Yeah.
Very true.
But yeah, I don't think it's gonna come to fruition. I think that's just all talks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be an idea because it's
bro. Again, the man is like almost 80 years old. Just give it a rest.
It's not. The thing is too. It's like with everything that's still going on, with all the allegations, with all the legal, it's like nah. By the time he's anywhere near able to start something like that, yeah, it's
gonna be he literally gonna be in the car.
Legit, like nah. It's you know what's funny? I would love to see the indie worker that's gonna be like, oh, I'll work for Vince McMahon. It's like, and that's the only thing you'll ever do is get to say you worked for Vince.
Now that's the question: who would be the guy that would be his star? Like, who would be the AJ Styles of Vince McMahon's production?
The Brooklyn Brawler.
I think Brooklyn Brawler is doing pretty good with whatever money WWE's giving him not to do
shit.
You
know what's funny? You know who I could see be that guy that would be like, fuck it? Enzo.
I could see him doing that too, but I don't think he's big enough to be that guy.
No, that's the thing.
Nah.
You're not gonna get anyone.
Yeah.
But in Enzo's head, he's
but that's
big
the thing.
enough.
Legitimately, he's not gonna get anyone that could be that level. Like, and I'm not saying,
Well, he's not going to get anybody that's going to want to put their
brand on him.
yeah.
Well, I was going to say something different, but their
Yeah,
their legacy.
You'll get an Enzo on there. You'll get a Ryback possibly. You get guys like that. Like that's like, yeah, it's like people that don't care about their reputations because they've already tarnished it so much because they decide to just say things that's like.
Which I already heard that the Funkasaurus fucking pretty much fucked up NWA.
But no,
didn't
the
ratings drop after he became champion because of him being on Fox and all that?
Yeah, and then he retired. He got retired because I guess it was basically, yeah, kind of no one wants to book you because he was very that and very just very.
Red Wing.
He's not. You're not a good wrestler, bro.
What about Lars Sullivan? Bro, I don't think even Vince would touch Lars Sullivan.
Well, that's because isn't Lars Sullivan gay or something?
No, it's not even that. He's just he's a piece of shit. Like it's fucking. The dude is just very derogatory toward people. He's a piece of shit.
So that's a Vince McMahon guy. That's a Vince McMahon guy.
I would think Vince would not want anyone that's even worse, Yeah, it's like
even worse than him.
I would think Vince is like, let me try to build this, not like tank it from day one. But again, I for anyone that even thinks about doing that, hey, you're it's not worth it.
Now I know this is wrestling is a sport and this is news.
Yep.
So we can talk about our sports, but do you see Vince Russo and I forgot his name. He came out with the tennis racket.
Oh, Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
Back like being with Vince running a new wrestling.
Oh hell no. They hate it.
No. Jim Cornette hates.
Also,
I know that.
They Vince Russo, it's funny because he apparently said this next 6 months are the last 6 months he's going to be watching WWE or any form of wrestling. So he's gone. Jim Cornette, he doesn't even want to be in the Hall of Fame. When it was under Vince still. I don't see him ever wanting to work with the guy. I can see Jim Cornette just to be petty, start his own promotion again, just to run against something that Vince would create. Now we in Miami?
What? We're world news now. That was the 8-bit racing game.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought we were in Vice City.
Yeah,
are we in GTA?
That's Outrun.
Yeah,
That's Outrun. Outrun.
I
know I'm on old school head. That's Outrun.
Yeah, we're in sports though. I mean, yeah, we're yeah. I don't even put stock in that shit.
Nah.
I know Shane McMahon, that whole shit with Tony Khan. I think that was work by Tony Khan, but I think Eric Bishop was saying that if Shane was gonna work with him, he wants a piece of AEW.
Oh, but that's the thing. If there was any actual stock to that of it being a legitimate decision, it would only be right for Shane to want a piece. Like Shane would want to have actual like equity. Like you're gonna want that, especially in a situation like this where excuse me, where he's gonna be fucking. He wouldn't just be a creative. Like he's gonna be an investor in it, so he's gonna
like he's gonna be above like the Young Bucks,
as he should. Again, he's someone. He's a part of again the track record's there. Like the guy understands business and all this outside of even just the wrestling side of things. The stuff he was doing in China for so many years before he came back to wrestling. He's a good businessman. He understands how this shit works.
But how funny would it be Triple H and Stephanie are running the WWE and Shane's running AEW?
It felt like it was gonna be a thing.
I tell you right now, what they should have done was had Shane run WCW.
I know they were talking about some shit like that or something.
Instead of the whole invasion angle, they should have just had Shane run.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's the one thing I'll never understand. Why not keep that? Like, you had a stacked roster of guys that you could have legitimately been your own competition in.
Also, Also, AOL said, "Yo, we'll pay you your fucking salary to stay home." And a lot of the guys were like, "I'm getting millions of dollars to stay home. I'm not taking half of that or a quarter of that to go WWE."
A lot of guys,
work. There's a lot of guys
like Sting.
You remember Sting didn't want to work for Vince. It took DDP months to agree to a contract to actually go work for Sting. For Vince, because he didn't want to originally.
Because they were offering him so little. A lot of these guys were getting millions of dollars, and Vince was like, "I'll give you 50,000." Like,
I'll give you half of whatever you were making.
Yeah,
Maybe a quarter.
There was a few that was like, okay, yeah, we want.
Yeah, Booker T was like, I just want to be out there.
Yeah,
that's why he was one of the first to cross.
Yeah, and then they give that match with him and Buff Bagwell. That's like,
yeah,
this is a way to introduce them.
Which, to be honest with you, I think if you were gonna do the invasion angle, that invasion angle should have been a way to just be like, yo, we're kicking off WCW.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, they're invading.
Repackage it.
Show that they're just as good. Like, the Booker T is just as good as The Rock, and now he's on WCW, and people are not going, who do you think is better, Booker T or The Rock? Like, nah, they're the same level.
Bro, the fact that they had that fiasco between Booker T and Buff Bagwell, and Booker T still made a name for himself in WWE.
He's the GOAT. He's legitimately one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Absolutely. Yo, my man, him and Goldust were fucking gold. Booker T and Austin were gold. My man, to this day, one of my favorite fucking things was them at the supermarket.
That angle is fucking. It's stuff like that though that resonated, connected. Where again, not all the matches were amazing, but it's stuff like that still made you want to tune in the next one.
Yeah, the skip between him and Goldust, where he had the lightsaber, he's making the lightsaber sounds.
Yeah. Fucking the only thing I feel like they should have actually done though. Why didn't they let Goldust just be a part of the NWO at that time?
They didn't even let Booker T be a part. Remember, with the quickness, Shawn Michaels super kicked his ass.
Oh yeah, it was like, come on, man. Like, and you know what was the funniest thing? Because I think it was Shut Your Mouth. They had an alternate for Booker T in the NWO, but because of how quick they already took him out, they're like, we'll just put his normal entrance. Like, there was an alternate, like, in the coding. Years later, people found that, oh yeah, there's a Booker T NWO attire that you could have used. Oh man,
that's where we've covered everything that we can.
So, just to remind y'all, we are back tomorrow with Wrestling with Knuckleheads at 9 p.m. as we'll be giving our predictions and fully preview the Elimination Chamber, give our pie in the sky theories of where they could be taking WrestleMania from here, with all the things that have been rumored.
Yeah, and
Rock wanted to take Cody's soul.
Yeah, and they announced that next year's WrestleMania is gonna be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Coach, you're welcome to. Word. You're always welcome to join us tomorrow. And I think we're gonna do the Tone the Show on Friday. So.
Yeah, because if the pay-per-view side.
One last question from Damien.
Oh hell yeah,
they would have worked.
They could have been such a better. You know what? It's funny. They should have brought in Harlem Heat instead of Public Enemy.
For the Nation and Domination.
Like, they should have brought them in, because Public Enemy showed, like, again, no disrespect to them, may both rest in peace. They didn't fit the model, and it showed when they had to get humbled real quick.
Yeah.
And I feel bad.
Yeah, that stiff match would be between them and the APA. APA
Yeah,
lit
and then
them
it's
up.
fucked up because the Dudleys had to basically feel the wrath of it. Because when the Dudleys came in, they tell the story about they legit got the shit kicked out of them just to test like if they were gonna be like Public Enemy. And Bubba and fucking Devon were like, "We deserve this. We'll come back right back." Like, so
Absolutely.
again, we'll be back tomorrow. Then we'll be back Friday.
Appreciate that, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yep.
Support,
And
brother.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace, everybody.
Doses.